Now, I didn't actually expect to get the ending where she removed her helmet. I thought my my completion percentage was going to be just shite enough that I didn't see it, but yeah, I at least got enough of a percentage to have Samus remove the helmet. I'm satisfied with that. I was never going for full percentage in this playthrough anyways. So there you go. Unfortunately, I did not get the 100%. Is it 100 or 90% that you require? I'm not sure. But there's a little ending cutscene that's missing because of my low percentage. I'll add it afterwards. You'll see it if you've never played Metroid Prime, if you've never seen it. Yeah, fantastic game. It really, really gets bogged down at the end. Really gets bogged down with the artifact hunt. And the same thing happens at the end of Echoes. It's one of the reasons why I'm not playing it. I'm not doing Echoes, I'm sorry. Echoes is kind of the odd duck of the Metroid Prime games. Prime 1 and Prime 3 are fantastic games. Echoes, not so much. It plays the same controls and what have you. The controls are not different. The scanning is far better in Echoes. Oh, it's way better. Oh my god. Because the scanning in the first Metroid Prime is kind of like they're daring you to find the little point you have to scan it on. You know, they're like, I dare you, I fucking dare you to figure out how to scan this. Echoes, the whole thing highlights, and everything is highlighted differently. Like, like environmental stuff is highlighted, green. Key stuff is highlighted blue. Enemies are red, I believe. Should be red. Enemies are highlighted red, I think. And, yeah. It's great. But the controls are the same, and like I said, you saw me, especially towards the end, just fighting with the controls, trying to get them to do what I wanted them to do. It is not a really great shooter. Like as far as first-person shooters go, it's not the best. It's more of a first-person adventure game than a first-person shooter, although it is very heavy on the shooting. It is a fantastic game, though. Echoes isn't, but the first one is. Echoes is just boring. You have to slog through like 2/3 of the game before Echoes gets actually interesting. Like, you have to go through all of Torvis Bog before the game gets interesting, and that place is like a crime against game design. So yeah, there you go. 75%. Torvis Bog really is bad. It's awful. If you've ever played Echoes, you know all about Torvis Bog. It's unbelievably bad. Like imagine an area the size of Phendrana Drifts that you have to traverse underwater without the gravity suit. Like the size of Phendrana, you have to traverse the whole level without the gravity suit before you get it. And immediately after you get it, you're ambushed. There's no place to save. There's no way to do anything. The save point is like way back there. And so if you die, which you will, because the boss is buggy as shit. Not only is he cheap, he's buggy. His hit detection is way off. You know, but Jesus. If you die, you have to go all the way back. All the way back. It's unbelievably bad. It's awful. Torvis Bog is so shitty. And then there's the whole, like, you thought backtracking through one world in Prime got tedious? Try doing it twice over in Echoes. Because there's a whole light world, dark world thing going on. So this requires you to constantly backtrack across 2 parallel universes. And it gets old really quickly, especially once the time comes for you to do the item hunt at the end of the game to unlock the final area, which I'm so glad they carried that over from the first one. But it's made 10 times more annoying because all of the artifacts that you have to find are in the fucking Dark World. The Dark World hurts you. You take damage just by standing in it. And I know you get the light suit and everything. It's so irritating, though. Oh, God. Yes. Plus, it even has an ammo system. Metroid Prime 2 has an ammo system. What? Now, the light beam and the dark beam are cool, but they're just reskins of the ice beam and the plasma beam. That's all they are. I think you get a phase-on beam in Echoes, or it's either in Echoes or Corruption where you get the phase-on beam. I think it's Echoes. You also get the Annihilator beam, which is not useless. You're better off just using light or dark, or just using the power beam instead of the Annihilator beam, because Annihilator, not only does it chew through your ammo, it doesn't do that much damage. The only thing it has going for it is it homes in on stuff, and your charge beams will do that. So the charge combos are cool. Radically inefficient, but cool. But yeah, Echoes is like, the Agon Wastes are dull. Torvus Bog is insultingly bad. And then you get to Sanctuary, and the game's finally good, and then it's over. You know, in order to get to the good part, you have to suffer through 2 massive areas that are either boring or frustrating as hell. And you add to that the fact that Retro Studios has this passionate hatred for sequence breaking. I don't know what it is, but it's like the first thing they heard when they said, let's make a Metroid game, is they went, the first thought that came to their mind was, hey, let's take all the sequence breaking out. That's how Metroid is played. Like, I would like to know if anybody at Retro Studios have seen the incredibly skillful... Some of this shit is mind-blowing. The routes people take through, like, Zero Mission, Super Metroid. Especially Super Metroid. You know, the 1% runs that people do. Incredible shit. You know, through like wall jumping and sequence breaking and stuff. That's what was so great about those games. That's how open-ended they were. If you were skilled enough, you could go anywhere. But for some reason, Retro really hated sequence breaking. They despised it. So they did everything in their power, up to and including, I think, making the game crash if you went somewhere you weren't supposed to yet. Someone can clarify that for me. Does the game, in fact, crash itself if you go somewhere you're not supposed to? Like, deliberately? I think I heard somewhere it does, but I'm not sure. So take that with a grain of salt. If anybody in the know can post a comment saying whether that's actually true or not. Please, feel free. I've always been curious about that, whether or not that was true. But yeah, Metroid Prime, fantastic game. If you've got a Gamecube, if you have a Wii, I mean, shit. If you've got a Gamecube, and Gamecubes are dirt cheap. I bought a new Gamecube to do Metroid Prime and RE4 and the remake and Super Smash Bros. Brawl. Not Brawl, Melee. The Gamecube costs like $30. Metroid Prime, $5. $35. Your local GameStop. You know, it's And if you want that ease of picking it up there, you know, hurry, or your local classic video game store. Although they'll probably sell it at cost at your local classic video game store. They won't mark it down as a used title. I have a used game store that I plan to frequent once I've got the scratch. Once I'm still kind of reeling from a lot of the stuff that happened last year. So once I've got the scratch, I plan to frequent that place quite a bit. And it sells the stuff at cost. Like PlayStation games are $39, you know, that sort of stuff. So, as they were in the good old days, before the $60 standard came out for every game, especially those that didn't deserve it. But yeah, so where I was going with that is that GameStop is phasing out those GameCube games now. I think they're phasing out PS2 games as well. So if you want to pick those games up from the cheap, now's the time to do it. You know, don't be scared. I know it's GameStop, but believe me, I know. But I know. Like, if I know. Go refer back to the first video in this playthrough if you want to hear my feelings on how GameStop treats the games that they sell. Like, refer back to the very first video in Metroid Prime. I had a lot of problems with this disc. Even before all the audio issues that made this playthrough take forever, I had a lot of problems just getting the disc to run. I had to take it back and have it replaced. And even the replacement disc that I got has issues. I don't know if it was GameStop or if it was the guy who owned it before me, but he really didn't take care of this game. So, if you're a collector of games, and you see a game that you love, and you can afford it, you know, rescue that game. You know, rescue the game. It's like a stray pet, you know? You know, it's like a pet on the street. Rescue it. You know, if you can do something about it, give that game a new home. And enjoy it. You know, somewhere, or buy it for someone who you know will enjoy it and take care of it. And get Metroid Prime. Metroid Prime is fantastic, or you could buy it on the Wii as part of the Metroid Prime Trilogy collection. I have heard that the new control style is fantastic. It was modified to accommodate the Prime 3 control style, and yeah, I heard it was pretty good. So, I think that's about it. This playthrough's finally over. It's done. It's done. Finally. No neither disc nor audio issues have stopped me from completing this playthrough. And I am spent, let me tell you. All the crap I've been having to do, all the wonky workarounds, all of the maintenance. Especially when my fixes unfixed themselves for no reason. That's one of the big reasons why this took so long. I'm done. I'm so done. I am spent. But now now you know. I'm sorry for I probably should have said this at the front, but I'm sorry for the lack of an update last week, but now you know what I was busy with. Now you know what I was doing, why there wasn't an update. I wanted this done. 35. Almost 6 hours of Metroid Prime I've recorded today. More than the last couple months. Unbelievable. So I'm unsure what my next console playthrough is going to be. I've had a few candidates. I wanted to do Quake 2, but I think I'm done with first-person shooters for a while. Not that Quake 2 is a bad game, but first-person shooters, I think we need some alone time. We need some space from each other right now. Oh. So what am I going to do for consoles next? I don't know. I'll figure something out. But, I think I'm going to go now. I'm going to go make something to eat. Or maybe I'll find a corner and curl up and cry. I'm not sure. One last time. Metroid Prime, fantastic game. If you've got a Gamecube or a Wii, go and get it. It is well worth your money. And even if you only have a Gamecube, the looks still hold up, even if the controls kinda don't. But anyways, this has been Alk vs. Metroid Prime, and I fucked up my sign-off again! That's how tired I am! This has been Alk vs. Metroid Prime. Finally done! And I will see you guys later. So, later!
You